What's up, YouTube? It's Louis here. I hope you're all well in these times. Today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, first of all, on the monthly time frame. And now you can see that we lost the 12, of course, with this. We did hold it as support, but we've currently lost it. Of course, if we were to get above the 20 and the 12 before this monthly close, that would be extremely bullish. But of course, I really don't think we're going to be above 43,000 within the next 6 days. I might be completely wrong. Gosh, I hope it did, but I don't know. As long as we're below this 1414, technically speaking, we should head lower to this 1.272. And you came, I think, literally about 1k off, but maybe a little bit less, but around 1k off that target. Now you can see that you are rejecting this monthly support, which was around 35,000. That's a nice bounce from there. Now if we were to get the 20 EMA and gets up to it and hold it as support again, then we might not see any further downside. If you were to lose this 20 EMA, just looking at the EMAs, then you would come down to the 55 monthly, and this would be your bear market low in and around 22,300. Now let's take a look at the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we cannot ignore this. First of all, this blue line is the 12 EMA and the purple line is the 20. This has formed a bearish cross, which for me basically states that we want to go to the 55. But look what we've done since we came back to this previous swing low and the 55 EMA. You've actually gone lower. This candle here sussed out everyone. It completely confused everyone. At support, this is actually a bullish spinning top. We should see a reversal to the upside and continuation of the bull trend. But once you actually, if you can see here, you actually close below the 55, but you're at support. So if the 55 wasn't there and it was actually below us, I do believe that we would have continued up. But because it was above us and we were at support and resistance at exactly that same moment, for me, this just spells indecision in this market, and a decision will be made. Now, with all the uncertainty in the world, I think that's what led the decision to be a bearish engulfing, because obviously what's happening in Russia and Ukraine and America. So with that bearish engulfing, you lost the 1414. We're now in a weekly bear market, because if we look into the history, Bitcoin never loses the 55 and gets continuation. You can see got a little pump to the upside and then capitulated. You lost your 55 here, came for the retest, capitulated every single time. Look, you lost the 55, retest, capitulated. So are we now just coming, if we do get this relief rally, are we just coming up to the 55 roughly at 42,000, 43k, and then just retesting it as resistance to head down back to the 28k, 32k low, and then obviously losing that support heading to now the weekly time frame low, roughly 25k. And that's why I'm looking at this area, because if we look previously, when you do come to the 200, you can go below or wick down to it, but it's a good signal of basically saying that it's in and around here, the bottom. But that's why we use the 55 monthly EMA as well. So it's basically this area that if we do go into a bear market, this should be your low. Now, again, we're in a weekly bear market because of the bearish engulfing, because of lower lows, lower highs, but we're in a monthly bull market still. Now, it might be hard to understand, but yeah, that's just the fact. So what's happening here was meant to be similar to this in the fact that we held this low, and so we should have held this low, but because of what's going on in the world at the moment, that's why it's different this time, and we lost support, causing major panic. Now, a lot of people have sold. I don't know if they sold everything, but I know that a lot of top analysts have sold. I personally sold a little on the confirmation of the loss of the swing low, because we can't ignore the fact of a weekly bear market. Now, the bull market can start as quick as possible if it wanted. How do we do that? Well, we need to get above 42k and confirm it as support, hold the 55 as well. It's probably going to drag down under, and if you can confirm 42k / the 1414 as support, we should see weekly bull market continuation, and you could see that would be some sort of double bottom. But for me, any relief rally that fails to get above the 1414 is basically confirming it as resistance, and technically then you've got a lower high and you're in a downtrend, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And you can see, if you're looking at the waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So technically we should actually pull back for continuation, because there's more waves in this to go, basically. But of course, you can invalidate all of this. This could just be some ABC correction, and then obviously get back above and form a new 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever, however it wants to do it. We just need to see that 141.4 42k flip back into support, and until then there's chances to roll over minimal to here, and of course if you put in a lower high, then of course right down to that weekly support sitting at 25k. Now let's take a look at the daily time frame. Yesterday we had a very nice daily close on this green support sitting at 34,500, and this was actually that monthly support. You can see you were holding it nicely, you lost it, back tested as resistance, formed some sort of double bottom, and when you got above it you never back tested as support. So very well this could be the bottom, but again I'm not confident in saying that at all until we're above 42k. The people that have scaled out of crypto with this weekly bearish engulfing, I think are smart, because they're willing to take some short-term loss. And when I mean this, I'll explain this in a second. They're willing to either make some massive gains or take a short-term loss, but waiting for confirmation to see if we're going to get bull market continuation. Now, because we have lost this weekly low, and you can see it's a daily low, weekly low, so daily and weekly bear market. Only thing that's holding us up is this monthly bull market, basically. And this swing low, of course. So yeah, we can bounce from there. We just slightly missed it, but you're holding this monthly support, and that's why technically you're getting a bounce. Now, if we check the volume now, we can see that you did actually get a volume spike. This is good, but you can see that this volume spike is actually smaller than that volume capitulation spike, and you can see that signaled only a temporary bottom. So for me, this could just be a temporary bottom for continuation. That continuation could just be back into this support and start to head back up. Confirm 42k, we're good. But if you obviously lose this low, we know where we're capitulating to, and we will get that capitulation volume just like we did here. And that was a great signal. Of course, it doesn't mean it's the direct bottom. We're not going to go any lower, but it's a good indicator that we're going to stop going down soon. You can see each rolled, filled in that wick, put in another wick, and then filled in that wick, and then went for continuation and never retested that. So that's why we've now come down to 34.6k, and we're technically getting a relief rally because it is support. You just never confirmed it as support, and that's what you're doing right now. So technically now we're stuck between here and here. On the daily time frame, you can see you had some wick rejections here. So for me, it wasn't a significant break above this support over here where you had support and resistance. So technically it's not a significant break, but the wicks to the downside are telling me that it does want to try and go up. It's just, are we just coming up for the EMA retest for continuation, or are we going to get back above 42k where we can scaling? Now I'm going to talk about what the people that sold are thinking, the top analysts that have sold a bit. So first of all, there's uncertainty in the world. So there's going to be uncertainty in all markets, whether it's stocks, forex, or cryptos, or commodity, whatever it is. So that's why that's a good indicator to obviously sit on the sidelines and wait for confirmation, right? So for now, because you lost this swing low, technically you're coming down to here, but we are getting some sort of relief rally. If that relief rally gets above 42k, all of these top analysts will, on the confirmation of support here, are willing to take this short-term loss and buy back in here on the confirmation of the bull market. Because until you do that, we're in a bear market, guys. It's 1 hour bear market, 4 hour bear market, daily bear market, weekly bear market. So it would make sense to sit on the sidelines for now. Yes, we're in a monthly bull market, completely agree. And that's why I will never sell all my crypto. But I'm on the sidelines in obviously stable coins to sit and wait, because now that I've freed up funds, if we do get the rollover to here, I would buy some here for a bounce. And if this bounce fails to probably get above this, because you now created a wick, so technically this is now your high. So if we fail to get above this level, then we're going to roll over more, and you could see that would be a fake move to the upside for continuation downwards, a little market manipulation to make everyone think, oh yeah, the bull market's back on, and then boom, tank. Because technically we're in a weekly bear market, and we've seen that we've done wave 1, 2, 3, and we need to do wave 4 and 5. So that's why people are obviously thinking like that. But of course, if you reverse now, confirm this support, I'll scale back in, and I'll take the loss on the amount of coins I've got, but I'm waiting for that confirmation. Until then, there's that chance you do lose this low as well. And this is where I will go all in with crypto. So I'll buy some here for a pump. if it fails to get above here, I'm going to scale out again. And then once we lose this low, I'm going to buy in heavy in and around these levels, maybe even at this wick and this wick down here, about 28, 27 and 26k down here. But technically you should go lower to these targets because that's your weekly 200 and that's your monthly 55 EMA. So that's pretty much it for today. There's no point of looking at the smaller time frames because there's a lot of volume here. That's amazing for the small time frames, but it's all about the larger time frames for me at the moment. And on the larger time frame, we're waiting now. If it gets above 42k and we confirm its support, I'm buying back in. Until then, going heavier, but until then I think that we could just put in a fake pump to the upside, which we need to be wary of, come back to these EMAs to retest and continue lower. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Please like, subscribe and comment, and peace.